And we're live. Welcome to the check-in show with Mike Gamash, Claudio Capri, myself, Paul Ash, and Don Zenklin should be joining us shortly. Hi. How is
Hello.
everybody?
Hey, good, good.
Did you
You?
guys like the little magical transformation of the wall behind me?
Yes, that's beautiful. Yes,
It's
you are a
it's very
wizard.
cool.
You are a wizard of special effects.
Of lighting is what it
Yeah,
is. It's
yeah.
Whoa. All right. I'm just baking a little bit like I am a potato being steamed. Let's we are hitting another heat wave. It's I'm
Yes.
drinking tea.
Yeah, no, heat wave. Heat wave is something.
Did you guys enjoy the big downpour and thunderstorm last night?
Not
Oh,
really. It kept me
You
up.
didn't get that.
oh
We got
no.
we on
We got. I got it. It's just that I was sleeping, and I mean, I couldn't sleep because it was raining so hard, and I'm like, God damn it.
Oh no, I'm talking about the one around 10:30, 11.
Yeah.
Here in the West Island. We
Claudio goes to bed early.
Yeah, we got dumped on
He
really,
has to hold his tea together.
really hard.
Yeah, I heard,
Yeah,
I heard.
yeah,
But then here, like we got it before. Like it was
yeah.
like around 8. Because I was doing a show last night, and then
Oh yeah.
as soon as I opened the door just to go outside, it was it was like water was coming in to the pub that I was, and I'm like, I
Wow.
then we tried closing it, but it was too windy, so we're
Hmm.
like, God damn it! And then the owner was like cheap on the air conditioning. And then someone just came in and was like, you know what, I had enough, and then he just puts on the AC. I'm like, oh, thank God. And then the spotlight was like right on the comedian. So then when I went on, like my forehead was shiny. I'm like, God damn it,
That's a good look on you.
Mary.
So like how I'm sort of shiny all over at this point in
Yes.
time. I am the glow master.
Yeah. I have central air. Lucky me.
Yeah, same, but it's not good, but it's not strong enough, so it doesn't go into my other rooms. So I'm like,
Okay.
God damn it.
Yeah, you may have noticed a change in the decor for me too from the background. I'm in my wife's office because she's not working this week. She's on holiday,
Ah,
Ah,
and she's downstairs watching something on the big screen TV, and I'm up here. So, whereas she would be up here working, and I'd be downstairs broadcasting, doing this
nice.
show from downstairs. So this is what my wife's office looked like.
well, welcome. We get to see this. Hopefully, we don't have to blur that out in post or something. Well, hold
No,
it. We're not doing post. We're live.
yeah, we're live.
This, yeah, yeah. I went saw a movie last night. Theater was I would say um, only maybe a third full.
Mhm.
Which theater? What movie?
I went to the old Paramount Cineplex,
Okay.
Scotiabank, um, your old stomping grounds,
Yeah.
and I saw Suicide Squad.
How is it?
It was enjoyable. I
Mm-hmm.
maybe I sort of built it up a little bit more in my brain, but uh, it wasn't disappointing. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to find
A
like a
perfect
memorable
adjective.
part to
I
it. Like
I didn't see it yet, but I saw clips of it, and I just saw the opening. I'm like, okay, can't wait for this.
it is 300 times better than the first Suicide Squad.
Oh, absolutely.
But that doesn't take much.
No, it
So
doesn't. It doesn't. No. It does not. It does not take
Damning
much.
with faint praise.
I
I
if I was going to say one thing though,
Yes.
uh, the character of Harley Quinn, who is the one that they're sort of really banking a lot of this on.
right now it used to be Harley Quinn, but now for some reason it's Bloodsport because
He was the team leader. Yeah,
yeah
but no
because
no. Watching the film,
yeah.
Harley Quinn is a major part of it.
Okay, perfect,
Okay.
perfect.
But
Uh,
still, Margot Robbie, right?
Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
yeah.
And the,
I'm
the thing is, though, the character, the comic book character, something that they delved in the animated series was how intelligent she is.
Hmm.
And she came off as just a lucky ditz.
Yeah,
Wow.
I knew. You know what? Honest, I knew you were gonna say that. Because you're not the only one who tells me that. I knew it just from. Well, I mean, the commercial didn't really say anything, but I was talking with another friend of mine, and he's like, because he saw the premiere of Fantasia, and he was saying like, because Harley, as you know, Harley Quinn in the comic books, she comes off as an intelligent character, but he got annoyed of her, especially in Birds of Prey. And he goes, I've never been more annoyed of Harley Quinn in the Suicide Squad because she is such a ditz. And he hated that. He goes, I couldn't enjoy Birds of Prey. I couldn't enjoy this one, because she was such a ditz. Like, okay, like when you first encounter her, all right, you know what? She does little quirky, funny things. Like, all right, that was clever. But as the films went on, he was like,
More and more ditzy.
yeah. And in Birds of Prey, like my friend and I rewatched it this past Friday night. I was hoping to mute Birds of Prey for like 20 minutes. That's how annoyed I was.
But wasn't she originally sort of written as a comic relief character?
Yes, but
She was created for the Batman the Animated Series.
yeah,
Okay.
She
yeah,
wasn't really comic relief,
right.
Yeah.
but she was to show. She was introduced as a sidekick character for the Joker
yeah,
to show his sadistic side, and then the writers went like, "What kind of woman would actually put up with that for that long?" And so that's why there's the emancipation of Harley Quinn, the entire like
yeah,
that storyline is she is fed up with her abuser, she gets out,
yeah. Which is
which
brutal.
is important, and
Yeah.
she's a doctor, right? She's
Mhm,
like
mhm.
Yeah. So she is an intelligent person.
Yeah. Yeah, but then with the films, they're like, oh, let's bank on her, let's make her into an intelligent ditz, and you're like,
no, they
That's-
dropped the intelligent part. They,
Yeah.
no, but
lucky
like,
dits.
yeah, yes, no, but what I meant is like in the Suicide Squad, like no, the first Suicide Squad was watchable because, all right, I like the background of Harley Quinn. I like the fact that she's trying to get away from her abuser, the Joker. All right, but then after that, I'm just like, oh, stop, please, no, stop. Oh God, but it was just I don't know.
I feel like in a lot of these, like I've only seen a few. I haven't seen as many as you guys have seen. Obviously, I've only seen a few of these comic book movies, and I maybe this is just me. I'm not trying to generalize across the board here, but it seems that most of the ones that I've seen, somewhere along the line in the progression of the film, they sort of cross the line between, oh, we're going to make this character a bad person, an evil person, and then it crosses over into a sort of a cartoonish depiction of that same character, and the same character becomes like stupid and silly and foolish, and I don't understand why that arc of they're evil and clever and very, very intelligent and just plain nasty, and then they become silly. And towards the end of the movie, when they get offed or whatever, or they're dealt with, you're like, oh fuck, finally that's over with. Like at least there was resolution.
Well, I think it has to do with threat level when you're writing,
Okay.
and megalomania. So you want
Okay.
you want the heroes to be facing off against an insurmountable foe.
Right.
So the only way that foe can be defeated is if he sort of defeats themselves. And
Okay.
that's what megalomania is you're
Right.
making your plans so complicated, so convoluted
Right.
that
That
there's
they're
too many,
impossible. Yeah.
that there's too many moving pieces that they get foiled.
So
I
they're
mean,
foiled by their own device.
Yeah, so the heroes are kind of secondary. It's the better, like a movie hero is only as good as his villain.
Yeah. That was the classic. That was the classic trope of the westerns back in the day. There was a good guy. There was a bad guy. Good guy fought the bad guy. Good guy got the bad guy.
Yeah.
That was the whole. But that's a very, very American jingoistic take on things, but that was the basic premise of every goddamn Western there's been.
And the monolithic appearance of Darth Vader made Star Wars. Right?
I agree.
Because
Completely.
he was such a powerful villain, and it wasn't until later that we got to know him a little bit more. Welcome, Don. How are you?
Hello, Don.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm late.
Oh,
No,
it's
we always
okay.
wait for Don.
You warped in just in time. As we can see, Don is on the bridge of the Enterprise.
Yes, she is.
Mike is
Yeah.
up in his wife's office. Claudio is in his bedroom with his camera just slightly crooked. And,
Hey, Claudio.
Hello.
we were just talking about why is it that villains in movies end up just being so stupid. And the theory that I put forward was that to make it a threat for the heroes, the villains have to be insurmountable. Thus, the only way that they can be defeated is through their own foibles, through their through megalomania. Right? Just
They're
they
overly
create the flaws.
confident.
Yes, and hey, let's soliloquizing, just taking
Yeah,
the
like
time
a-
to explain everything to that's something from Bond as well.
Exactly. That's the first thing I thought about when you described it. But honestly, I think I'd have more respect for supervillains if just once they could succeed, so that they wouldn't give it all away and be their own Achilles heel.
Yeah, and if once they actually instead of making the stupid decision, they made the smart decision and their plan worked, because they always seem to go, oh, well, I could do this or I could do that. This will work. That is going to lead to total disaster. I think I'll do that.
I'm trying to remember a film. I'm trying to remember, because the other thing is if we're going to get into formulaic story writing, right, there has to be the all is lost moment, right? You hit the
Yes.
climax, all is lost,
Yes.
and then you have the upswing where the heroes actually manage to pull it out. Not to make it a sexual reference. And then they splooge all over the bad guy. No,
Yes.
it's
I fear the Love Doctors is making an appearance here.
there is the t-shirts here.
Oh,
But the thing is, I wish I could remember the movie. There's some villain is soliloquizing to take a statement from a hero game, and sort of telling the heroes as they lie semi-defeated at his feet what he's doing, and they're saying, but we're going to stop you. Oh, no, I wouldn't be telling you this if I haven't already pushed the button, if things haven't already it's done. Do you guys, anyone else remember that movie?
I think you know what. We may not be talking about the same film, but what comes to mind is Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows. For some reason, that was a good movie. I remember I went to go see it with two of my friends. I turned to them and they both fell asleep. But I enjoyed it. It was a very, very, very good film. I enjoyed it. But that's the only film that's coming to mind right now.
Okay. Yeah.
it sounds like something Moriarty would say.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
much like that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, intelligent villain. Like you don't tell the hero your plan until it's too late to stop it.
Exactly.
Or to mess with the hero, he or she tells him anyways, but it never happens. So the hero gets all paranoid, and then he or she causes the destruction that the villain was going to do.
That would be.
Wow.
See, there we go, Claudia. You just put a fresh ending on a story trope. So
Actually, it's a screenplay that I've been writing for a long time, and that's gonna be one of the villains, and the main character's name is Christopher, but he has to take down a bag. Anyways, long story short is that this guy is recruited into being a superhero, and these superheroes are like agents, right? So they look, they're modeled after superheroes that we know, but then this guy has never became an agent, so the bad guy's messing with him, and then finally, my character goes John Wick style on him, and then
Don't
he's like,
give it all away. It sounds awesome. I want to watch it.
Oh, and we want to say hi to the people who are
Yes,
watching.
hello,
Sorry, I just
everyone.
realized that-
Hello.
Hopefully, people, tuning in.
plot
Yeah.
twist. It was all a dream. No,
I don't know if I
Oh,
brought this up to when it was just the three of us. Maybe Don doesn't know this, but I've always wanted to write a screenplay to like as a tribute to P.J. O'Rourke. P.J. O'Rourke was a writer from National Lampoon, who's now a political pundit. And do you know, Paul, what I'm referring? Do you know? Yeah. Do you know what I'm referring to now? P.J. O'Rourke in National Lampoon way back in the day had written an article for the National Lampoon about how to write good, which of course is not how to write well, but how to write good. And in he's getting all sorts of things about how to develop this and develop that, and they were all very like funny and very tongue in cheek. But he says, and now we come to the greatest part of the book, which is the ending. He says, you have to have a good ending. He says, a lot of writers struggle with an ending to a book. He says, and here is my advice to you. If you ever really, really get stuck at winding up your story with having a blockbuster ending to your story, here's what you do. Have everyone run over by a truck.
Ouch.
That's how you end the story. And I was thinking, you build up
characters,
this movie,
not actual
you build
people,
up,
Don.
yeah, you build up this
okay,
movie with parallel action lines. Everybody's at this climatic scene. One by one, the people get taken out by a truck, and that's how the movie ends. And it would be like, what? It would be. I don't think it would ever get made, but I've got this screenplay in my mind of how everything would pan out, and then like at the end, inspired by P.J. O'Rourke.
Oh
Has
man,
anyone
I think that might be
ever-
the second book I throw across the room in my life.
What was the first?
I can't remember the title, but I believe it was from John Irving. I used to sign up to these, book a month clubs, or
Right.
like a kind of like Columbia House back in the day for books.
Right.
And so I didn't cancel in time. So they sent me this John Irving book, but it was just all like, tales of this. I don't know if it was true, but his growing up and formative years and coming of age, manhood stories, but set in country club, very waspy kind of spaces. And I was just like, there was some scene that I thought was completely like, I don't know, like I couldn't sympathize with the character at all, and I just whipped the book across the room, and I thought, no, I'm done.
I'm done. I'm
done with
He
John
just
Irving.
lost me. He just
Exactly.
Has anyone
going
ever
back.
read The Gunseller?
No.
The final
Haven't-
twist
haven't-
at the end, which
Yeah.
I felt fell flat,
Mhm.
but it is a very good read all the way through. It is the only fiction work written by Hugh Laurie.
Oh, okay.
What? He's a writer too?
He did
Amazing.
one novel.
He did one novel.
One novel. And I think in the forward he says that Stephen Fry put him up to it.
Oh, okay.
But it's great. The first, if I can spoil, like the first 3 pages,
Mhm.
he talks about breaking an arm. If you break an arm, like if you're in the business of breaking people's arms, like
Oh, okay. I'm
There-
breaking.
there's-
Not he
Oh.
broke his arm. He's
Yeah,
breaking
there-
someone's arm. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
there's
Oh.
2 ways to do it.
Yes.
And the 2 ways have their own reasonings. Like if it's a professional kind of thing, it's like quick snap, it's over, it's done.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll get you a spot of tea, but you deserve that.
Right.
Right? That had to be done. And then the other way is and he goes into great detail about it, is the other way is like if you can get enough leverage on the arm and give it enough of a twist so you get like a spiral fracture, which is going to
Yeah.
cause the bones
Yes.
to splinter,
Yes.
mess up the
Oh.
muscles. It's
Oh,
going
yeah.
to take a long time to heal.
Need an operation, plates,
Just-
and yeah.
all
Oh.
of that,
That one's
you only-
personal.
yeah, that's just it. That's when it's personal. That
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you'd only do that to somebody that you have a deep seated hatred against.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and the man currently holding my arm apparently hates me a lot.
I love that way into the story because then you're like, what
Yeah.
the fuck is happening here?
Yes, exactly.
It's a great hook at the beginning.
Yeah.
Of how the fact that
Yeah.
like and it goes in. It actually it sort of it describes the scene a little bit. The two of them describes the person who he doesn't really know. You
Mhm.
know, and then describes what it comes to down to breaking an arm, and then the different ways of breaking an arm, and the details and the healing that would come from the different ways of breaking an
Yeah.
arm, and then
How's the rest of the book?
the
Because
rest
that
of the
sounds
book,
pretty awesome.
it is it's a good spy novel type thing because it's got a mystery and you go through. I just found the ending fell a little flat for me. It was just
Why? Because
too,
was
too
was
neat.
it was too neat.
tidy.
Okay.
Right, and the hero technically didn't win.
Okay.
Mhm.
So there was a denouement, but not really a satisfactory one.
Yeah, so
Okay.
but it was a great journey on the way, and I mean Hugh Laurie is obviously intelligent.
Yeah, but you know what? Coming from Hugh Laurie, and see, I all of the work that he's done and all of the interviews I've seen him do and all that stuff. Coming from Hugh Laurie, I sort of almost get that he would leave office. He would do something like that, and he would end it that way because that's just it's a perfect way to annoy someone. And Hugh Laurie is very annoying. In his personal life and in his professional life,
I
he's
always
known
felt-
as being very annoying.
Yeah, it's a clever ending. It just wasn't a satisfying ending.
Okay.
Is the thing, and it almost felt like he's went, well, I'm done,
It's
and
that.
walked away from it.
Well,
My
in
one
the,
book.
in the words of Nigel St. Nubbins of Spinal Tap, there's a fine line really between clever and stupid.
Hugh Laurie wasn't in Spinal Tap, was he?
No, he wasn't. No.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that. Well, not recently. I saw parts of it a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's well, I mean, Lenny and Squiggy from Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah,
were
them,
the two
Oh, yeah.
leads.
Not
And Harry Shearer
No,
from The
it's
Simpsons
it's
was the bass player.
It's Lenny, but not Squiggy.
Nope.
Squiggy is not in Spinal Tap. It's
I thought he
Harry
was.
Shearer. It's
Yes, he was the bass player.
yeah, bass player. He's Michael McKean, Harry Shearer, and what's his name?
Christopher
British.
Guest.
Christopher Guest, who's an actual lord, and married to Jamie Lee Curtis.
I really thought Christopher
Wow.
Guest was Squiggy.
No. Oh no.
So married to
What?
Jamie Lee Curtis. So
Yes.
this is Fish Called Wanda
Yes,
in real life.
Fish Called Wanda, wife. Yeah, of
Oh my
Christopher
God.
Guest. He was also in
So-
he was also in a number of other great movies too. He
He
always
was in Laverne and Shirley. Actually, he
yes
played a character named Greg Harris.
yes.
Oh.
And
Christopher Guest was one of the original National Lampoon Radio Hour guys. He was also in Best in Show. He was in A Mighty Wind.
he co-wrote most of these things.
Yeah.
A lot of these fake documentary
Yes.
style
Yes.
comedies.
Yeah.
That was him. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Rob Reiner was behind everything for
Yeah.
Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
Though Christopher Guest and Michael McKean wrote most of the music.
Yes. And they both play music.
Yeah.
Harry Shearer does not.
No. That's why he played bass. Oh, boom on the bass players.
Well, the one guy you didn't want to be in Spinal Tap was the drummer. Because they all blew up.
Claudio's being really quiet.
Claudio, have you seen Spinal Tap?
I saw Spinal Tap
Yeah.
a few times.
Uh-huh.
No, every time I see Spinal Tap, I always laugh at that scene when they're in that bubble and they're trying to break out. but one of the band members had
The
to show
cocoon.
up. The
Harry
cocoon.
Shearer gets
Yes.
stuck in the thing,
Yeah,
and, as the song finishes, he finally bursts out, and they go back in their bubbles.
That was fantastic. That to me will never ever get
And
old.
of course, the tagline from Spinal Tap, the tagline everybody quotes is, "Yeah, but it goes to 11."
Oh yeah. No. Oh, what was it? Because
Oh,
Because-
sorry.
because they made because there's so many
Because he made
movies-
he had custom made Marshall amps.
Yeah.
Everyone else has 1 to 10 on the power level. His goes
It's
to 11.
11.
He says, because when I need to have that one more, he says, I need to go one more. And Rob Ryder says, why not just make, why don't you not make 11, 10 and make that the top? He goes, but it's one more.
Beautiful.
Oh, that was Taika Waititi's in Suicide Squad.
Okay.
I didn't see it, but I saw parts
Okay.
of it. Actually,
Just small,
loved
small
it.
role.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Nice.
was amazing.
Someone
Yeah.
came up to me. So I did a French comedy show yesterday, and then someone comes up to me and goes, "Hey, you know what superhero? Well, superhero / supervillain you remind me of?" I'm like, "What? King Shark." And then hey, Jess.
Jess.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
Jess.
then I'm like, "Oh, really?" And then I turned to like, "What was it with him?" Hands. And then and then I did this other post. It's like, "Oh, all right. So what do you see?" Bird. But I know, I'm like, out of all villains, King Shark. Damn it.
Yeah, he was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he only say one word every time?
He said a couple of them. He said at least one sentence.
Okay.
At one
Mustache.
Mustache.
You want to wear a mustache? Yes. No, but here's the thing. In the Flash, King Shark is intelligent though.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the Harley Quinn animated series, King Shark is her resident hacker.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And here he's just from what I've seen, he's just like clips I saw. He just goes nom 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 nom.
You missed this a little bit earlier, but I was sort of disappointed with how
Harley
ditzy
Quinn.
they made Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. They didn't keep some of her.
Her intelligence.
What movie was it? Yeah, because there was
Birds
one.
of Prey?
No, there was one where she was. Yeah, maybe it was Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
I didn't see the whole thing because I didn't.
You're not
I didn't like
missing
it so much.
Yeah, you
No,
didn't
but
no.
when she was kind of getting into that roller derby clique, and she was trying to like assert herself.
Yeah.
They didn't have that. That was if I could, I would agree with that.
And you missed it earlier. Like I rewatched Birds of Prey with a friend of mine this past Friday night. There were moments where I had to mute Harley Quinn because she was annoying. She was, and then in Suicide Squad, I liked her backstory, but then in Birds, I'm like, I can't do this. And then thank God that action scene at the end of Birds of Prey made it better. But every time Harley was, especially when she was being interrogated, I had to mute it because she was annoying in that film. I
I
couldn't
need
stand
to
her.
fast forward to the action scenes in Birds of Prey.
There in the history of what is Harley Quinn. It's 12:30 a.m. Thursday morning here.
Jess.
Still awake. Ooh, staying up. I hope we don't put. Maybe we might put you to sleep. I'm not sure, Jess.
Yeah.
So take us like a warm glass of milk. But
With amaretto in it.
oh, if you can get there's a Canadian amaretto with maple, so it's a maple amaretto.
Oh my God. Okay.
I saw advertised. So, but what I was going to say, Harley Quinn is the most successful character that was created for an animated, like cartoon series, and has made the crossover to the comics, and from the comics to the big screen to live action.
Wow.
She of all the DC heroes and villains, she was the only one that was created for the animated series first.
Huh. I think I
there's-
remember seeing her in the animated when I was a lot younger. But yeah, she really evolved quite a lot from the the jester costume and the the really light content they had in the animation.
It was they actually sort of recognized with the fact that she was like basically a victim of abuse, and they evolved her storyline, which was great. And they did do in Suicide Squad, they did do sort of an homage when she starts talking about red flags in a relationship, and which was nice, but it wasn't really enough for me to show like her intelligence and her.
It was almost too late because it was just like, because it didn't seem like she had any she wasn't really
impulse control
thinking
problems.
I guess that was clear, but it just seemed like it was a Sweet Valley High moment or something.
All right, now that we've had a laugh, there is a kind of a sad moment. A friend of comedy, a friend of mine, a friend of everybody here, passed away on the 8th. Andrew Albert died just August 8th of a heart attack in his sleep. And yeah, so I just reposted the link to the video where I interviewed him back on March 30th for They Talk Funny. But yeah, this just kind of goes to show how fleeting, how important it is for us to be checking in with our friends.
Exactly.
There's going to be a gathering at Hurley's on Saturday, which crowds are still making me nervous now with the upswing in it all. But here is hoping there's a lot of people sort of hurting, having lost Andrew. All right, Andrew helped me move. He helped me pack my van when I moved from Halifax back to Montreal. So to Montreal for the second time. I met him the first time when I was living in Montreal, and then when he moved out to Halifax in the early aughts, 2006-ish or 2000. Well, I guess maybe 2005 or so. We reconnected and we were doing shows together out there. But
a friend who will help you move. Good friend, very good friend. You hang on to those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was. I actually saw him 2 weeks ago.
He was supposed to headline a show.
Do a show that night.
It was supposed to headline Hasher's show. Yeah. But then I saw him last week. Oh, sorry. As I mentioned, I saw him 2 weeks ago, and we're just because we were just having a conversation about my diabetes and stuff, and then a day later we're just chatting back and forth, and because I wanted him to headline Offbeat in upcoming months, and then unfortunately this happened.
Are you saying there's a spot open, Claudio? Just
Yes.
He was in Ottawa doing. He was supposed to be. Show.
Howard made a post that that he didn't show up for the gig, and then there was no answer to his calls or emails.
Yeah,
and that's how he found out.
Wow.
So he's supposed to be Yucks in Ottawa.
Yeah, well, I mean, because before we interviewed him on Dirty Four, he was saying it was going on, like he doesn't have any connection of where he was. He didn't have any internet connection, so it was hard getting back at people. So Saturday and Sunday, when I heard he was supposed to do all these shows. All right, Jess. Yeah.
Yes.
So when we were supposed to be doing these shows, I thought I was like, all right. So because I joked about it. Honestly, I joked about it with Andrew before. I'm like, so Andrew, how's your internet connection? He goes, and then he's like, yeah, well, at least I could eat pasta. I'm like, at least I have a goddamn better internet connection than you. And then he goes, oh, Claudia, you know what? You're done. I'm like, well, then I said, you're done. And then that was the last time I had an interaction with him. But I thought, I thought, Andrew, you're gonna goddamn, I was going to message him on Sunday. because Hash was like, oh no, Andrew's not replying to me. I really want to be like, yo, get a better goddamn internet connection. You call yourself a professional comic, then.
And Andrew was also an actor. I mean,
Yeah.
we you know, circled each other with in extra work and such.
Yeah.
He played a lot of cops. He also
Yeah.
worked in craft services for films as well. So
Yeah.
even if he wasn't, you know, on screen with something, I'd run into him on set.
Yeah,
and we'd
exactly.
sit and hang out.
And he had taken courses, and it was actually a
Sommelier. Yeah.
Sommelier,
Yeah, I know he told me about that too. Oh man.
Jess said she's watching us because she is a night owl. So, you know.
Yes,
Oh, Jess.
in the land down under.
Yeah, but no, you know, it's just it comes to show, you know, how a community. That's why, like, I made a post on Monday on my Instagram, you know, being like, you know, and Andrew was telling me about this when I first encountered him, and he was saying, you know, how, like, you know, his jealousy in the comedy community, whether it's French or English, needs to stop. You know, this you know, for I'm just gonna use all you as an example because this is what's coming to me right now. You know, you know, Mike, I don't like him. I'm not gonna put him on. Blah 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 blah. I know he goes, no, this needs to stop. Again, this is an example that's coming to my mind. I hope you know where I'm getting at.
Right.
He goes, you know, like, because the comedy community, whether it's in Montreal or Halifax, it's a small community. You know, yeah, you're not gonna be everyone's cup of tea or
No.
coffee or alcohol, whatever.
Nor should you be.
But you know, and that's going to be okay. But saying all the stuff like, you know, oh, you know, I don't want to book you because, you know, you and I don't click, it goes, that has to stop. You know, that has to stop. And you know what? And he's right. You know, that's how I'm, you know, that's how I go by it too. I'm like, listen, you know, there are a lot of people who are not my cup of tea, but I'm not going to, you know, hate them. You know, that's right. For me, hating, well, I mean, mind you, there's only one person in the scene that I hate, and two people, actually, two. But,
Okay.
but
The circle's growing, you know.
Three.
three, but
Three, but
Fine.
three maximum.
No more than three.
Well, there's half a dozen guys I really can't stand.
But yeah, that's, you know, like, but I'm like, I'm not gonna hate on them, you know, but I'm
Yeah.
just gonna pity them, you know, like, but I'm not gonna be like, whatever, you know, I'm still gonna be cordial, still gonna be respectful, because, you know, it's a comedy scene, you know, and for me, like, you know, to everyone, you know, all of you and Andrew and everyone, you know, you're all teaching me that. Y'all teaching me you gotta be courteous, you gotta be professional, you gotta just, you know, respect everyone. If people don't respect you, oh well. But that's what Andrew was teaching me, and then that's how I became what I am, sort of now.
He had heart issues. Like he
Yeah.
was on Lipitor
Yeah.
from his late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
You know, he was always appeared to be a very healthy and buff guy. You
Hey, he
know,
was huge. He was like, what, 6'4"?
Yeah.
Big guy.
one of his press quotes is he's ruggedly handsome. So that's a part of his website. He was only 46 years old.
I know.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was so young.
Jesus,
I've
man.
had two people message me with messages along the lines, you know, like commiserating about Andrew and then telling me, "Don't you die." So
Yeah, same.
I guess my health has become
That
a
goes for all of you.
community,
That goes for all of you.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. You know.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing to put on a to-do list. Do not die. Yeah.
But you know, life is
Only
not
a
a
few people
given.
plan it.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Life is not a given. You should try and live as full a life as you can. You should try to do this when an opportunity presents itself to do something. Don't go, oh, I'll do that later. If you can, if it's safe to do, if you have the means to do it, if you have the opportunity and the time to do it, do it. Don't live in regret of I shoulda, woulda, coulda. You know,
Yeah.
I've tried to live my life with as few regrets as possible. I have regrets. I don't get me wrong, but as few of them as possible. When something presents itself and I'm able to partake or participate, or you know, I will do it because, like I said, life's not a given. Tomorrow is not a guaranteed to you. You know, you like Andrew fell asleep, never woke up.
Mhm.
You
I
know,
don't regret the things I've done, but I regret the things I didn't.
yeah, exactly,
Mm.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah.
And that's
Yeah.
one of the things. And the thing is, the things that I've done have helped make me the person I am now, and I kind of like
Absolutely.
me. So, narcissist. Ha ha.
And the
Uh,
things that I sort of regret are not, they're not based in regretting having done them, but regretting on how they turned out. Like,
Mm.
I known at the time, things would have turned out differently. I would have known, I would have been better prepared to handle what I came up against. The end result would have been much better and different.
To be honest with you,
Yeah.
ever since I found out how Andrew Albert died, for the
Hmm.
past 3 days, I have not been sleeping well.
Ooh.
I've been scared, and I'm like, because I'm waking up now
Yeah.
every hour and a half to 2 hours.
but Claudia, you okay? You've gone through a major lifestyle change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, thank you.
Right.
No, it's that, but I'm
and you have gotten healthier.
yes,
Now,
thank you.
Mhm.
Andrew had a congenital
Yeah.
condition, right? Which
Yeah.
you do not have, or else you would be on Lipitor. They've tested your blood how much already?
Many times and many
Yeah.
times to come.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and that, you don't. How he died is not something you need to worry about,
I know.
especially as long as you are continuing to take care of your body. You are eating better. You're exercising a bit more now, right?
Well, I mean, at work, I move around a lot of work, so I consider that as my
Right.
exercise.
Yeah,
But still,
maybe you could just take care of yourself a little bit better. We
Yeah.
all could probably take care of ourselves a little
Yeah.
bit better.
Yeah, I could
Yeah.
for sure.
And but the thing is, Andrew, like we had the discussion one time with the fact that it's like he knew he was given a crap hand. It's why he didn't get into sports as much as he loved sports, but he knew that he couldn't participate in sports like to a level that to be competitive, right? Because he
Mhm.
knew that he had this little time bomb, and I think that's why he was so good to other people, was because he never knew what would be his last interaction
Yeah.
with people.
Mm.
And
Yeah, I
think
mean,
that-
he must have gone through life sort of like with that in the back of his mind, because I mean, I think that there was a family history there somewhere. There were other people he had, other people in his family who had early deaths because of this congenital disease, and if you have that, you can't ignore it, but you also can't be conscious of it all the time. But you have to adjust how you're living your life, because
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
so
That's
Claudia,
true.
what I'm saying is
Yeah.
sleep easy.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're right.
Th-
Yeah,
this,
just,
this added stress that you're putting on yourself
Yeah.
is damaging.
yeah, no, you're right. You're right. No, you're absolutely right. I'm just, and plus, as you all mentioned, like I mean, I didn't talk to Andrew often, but when I saw him, he's always like, "Ha, Claudio, I'm eating a plate of pasta." I'm like, "Fuck you, Andrew," like that kind of joke.
Yeah.
So I mean, Saturday I would like to mention that if I mean, because as you mentioned, Paul, like with the gathering of the people, because I'm doing offbeat on Saturday night, so I don't want to be consciously surrounded by people, and plus I have a hard time at these kind of things. But that's what I would like to mention, and
Mhm.
so but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's an afternoon thing, so don't show up late.
Yeah, exactly. It's at the yes. What time is it
I'm-
at?
Was it?
I think
3?
it's 2 or 3.
Okay.
We'll have to check
Yeah.
online.
But here's another thing, Claudio, is that you saying, oh, you're not sleeping because you're afraid with well, not sleeping is actually going to kill you. So sleep.
Right. Well, okay. So
way
since you
to
put it
calm
that
him
way.
down, Mike.
Way to calm them down. Yeah,
It's like,
it's
guys,
just
I can't
putting things into perspective.
It's like
I-
next
You're not
Wednesday.
sleeping because you're afraid of dying, but if you don't sleep, you're going to die.
Next Wednesday, you see me, Claudia. Is that your fifth cup of coffee?
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm,
yes.
I'm gonna say this, and
Yes.
I'm hopefully no one's gonna take it out of context or just make a clip of this.
Yeah.
Andrew Albert was an asshole,
He was a
but
lovable
he was
asshole.
a likable asshole.
He was a lovable asshole. Yeah.
right? That was
Yes.
his stage persona.
Yes.
He was up there saying the things that that people probably shouldn't say in polite company, and he smiled when he did it. Did he believe everything he said? Come on, like that would be his response
Yeah.
to that. Just, of course, I mean, I couldn't put him on every show that I produce. Like, there's certain shows that he wouldn't have been a good fit, but I wouldn't have denied him stage time because I knew that he entertained crowds.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Nat, he I mean, there are a few comics that I've seen that I've, and
Oh, the likable asshole is a trope.
Yes, it's a trope, but
it's a persona that a lot of people
no,
use. I mean,
Don Rickles.
Yeah.
I mean, that was what was his tagline? He's the king of warmth,
Yeah,
or the prince of warmth.
the Prince of Warmth. Yeah.
It's
Don
Mr.
Rickles tagline?
Yes.
It's
That was-
Mr.
Oh,
Potato
I
Head,
didn't know
Mr.
that.
Potato Head, Mr.
Yeah.
Potato Head.
He was like, one of the things was that even when he was insulting people,
He was doing it.
made them
Yeah.
feel loved,
Yes.
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Like, as much as he mentioned race or religion or whatever, he was hitting everybody, and
He was an equal opportunity offender.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but
he was
as-
the only person that got away making mob jokes to Frank Sinatra's face.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. And Joe Gallo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Andrew, I was started saying, I said there's a few comics that I've observed and I've seen in shows and stuff like that I considered to be like very natural. It seemed like they were born into it. That's what they were meant to do. Andrew was sort of like that. Andrew was very, very natural. He didn't present like you said, he was a lovable asshole, but he didn't present as an asshole.
Exactly. Exactly.
The reason he was a lovable asshole is because you're like, how can this guy be saying these things? He's such a nice guy.
He also was a very good actor, and like he was in Equity, like he was a stage actor.
Yeah.
He, as a sketch performer, he was in Yikes, which was Tim Rabnett, Mike Patterson, the father of the Flat Earth Movement, Math Powerland, aka Matthew Leonard Boylan, and him. And at the same time, he was also in another troupe called the Bionic Yahoos,
Yes.
which have a CD out, which was great. And then when he moved to Halifax, he actually auditioned and became part of Picnic Face, though he didn't make the final lineup when they got their series. That was just because the time requirements that group needed. Like,
Right.
Picnic Face is I think
Very
one of the most,
demanding.
yeah, they were the most underappreciated sketch troupe in Canada for the quality that they did. They had a mantra that they wouldn't go for the same type of laugh twice.
Sort of forcing that level of creativity each time, I guess, leveling up each time.
Exactly. I'm just gonna show a. Do you guys want to see a Picnic Face sketch?
Sure.
Sure.
This is a very short one. Let me just bring it in. So we're going to review it afterwards. That's why we're getting away with showing somebody else's. And share the audio. Here we go. I love StreamYard, by the way. This is not a paid plug, but StreamYard makes all of this so easy. And let's go with The Button. This is a classic Picnic Face sketch, just featuring two of the members.
Okay.
Is Andrew Albert in here?
No, he's not. No, he never made it to the televised ones.
Okay.
So when it was still just a stage show.
Mr. Matheson, I know that you are in financial trouble. This box may be the answer to your problem. If you push this button, two things will happen. One, someone somewhere in the world who you don't know will die.
Okay.
Death Note.
You just push the button. You didn't let me finish.
Yeah, sorry.
Someone somewhere in the world will die.
Got it.
Don't hit it again. That's the second. No, just let me finish. But you'll get $1 million.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Great. That's great. Yeah, you just hit it 3 times. You killed 3 people.
Can
Wonderful.
I have my $1 million?
It was supposed to be like a moral puzzle.
Solved it.
Yeah, no, that's not how you solve the puzzle. It's not that kind of puzzle.
I don't-
You just killed 4 people.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
You killed 4 people. You hit the 4 times. What?
Is that? Should I?
Don't
Round
hit it again. You
Round
just,
up?
okay, no, don't round up. Round up to what?
5?
To 5?
I don't understand.
You don't want to kill. You just okay.
Where's
Look,
the-
yeah, here. Okay. Here's your $1 million. There you go. Why'd you hit it again? Why'd you hit it again?
I would like a second $1 million, please.
It doesn't work that way. You just get $1 million. Take it.
Oh my lord!
No deal.
That's not what? No, what deal?
I choose the box.
Stop hitting the button. You're not choosing the box. You don't get the box. The box isn't part of the deal.
Ow! My finger got caught in this box.
Don't.
That
was-
is so
That's really funny.
subversive. That is unbelievably like, oh my god, yeah. But you know what? It speaks to humanity so perfectly. Like, oh yeah, I'll kill people. I don't know them. I'll kill them.
Somebody recently, a tweet has gone around and got a bit viral, and I've been responding with that video after it. Was the big moral quandary about, you know, if you press a button, someone somewhere in the world will die, and you get $1 million, is what the billionaires have been doing for
Exactly.
decades.
Yeah.
So
And
So
and
that
faceless,
is-
nameless, just people out there.
Yeah.
They don't matter.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a picnic face. They had one season on the Comedy Network. They were brilliantly funny. They went very meta for that one season, and they had like a carry through. But their YouTube channel has millions of views. Like that video is over 500,000 views on it alone. They're popular around the world. So many people just don't know who they are. The 2 cast members there were Andy Bush and Mark Little. Andy originally from Nova Scotia, used to be on Street Sense way back in the day.
I loved Street Sense.
Yeah, and Mark Little originally from BC, but he was I sort of helped those 2 get introduced to each other. So
Cool.
they're a big part of the force behind them. They also did a TV series that had Chris Sandiford as a regular called not Charlottetown. Cavendish. Cavendish was the name of the show. They had Chris Sandiford playing a doctor. He was the local doctor on the show. So yeah,
Nice.
that's
And that clip that you played is just so apropos for the times we are living in.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, oh, I'm not going to get vaccinated. I don't care who dies.
Yeah.
You know, like, really? Nameless, faceless people out there are going to die because you didn't get vaccinated? But that's okay with you. Yeah. You know.
I don't know. Yeah, people are idiots about that. I'm like,
Well, let's not go down that road.
no,
Because I could go on all day.
no.
and we've already been going for close to an hour.
Yes.
I know
Yeah.
Dawn has not had her lunch yet
Yes.
because she came straight from a meeting to be.
She just
here,
has to.
so-
She just has to go. She just has to turn around, go to the replicator, and dial up some lunch.
Exactly. Data, get on it.
Make it so.
So let's try to end this. What are you guys looking forward to for this week?
A lot,
This week.
Claudio's thinking. Or
a lot of
you ready?
things. A lot of things.
A lot of things.
A lot of things.
Mike.
I have really a few things I'm doing about the house that have to get done. I just had my roof done last week. I now have a problem with my gutters, and then I have a few nicks and
Don't be sexual,
things.
Mike.
Yeah, I know.
Keep it out of the gutter.
Yes, yes. It just goes there naturally. But there's a few things around the house, but not much of anything. I've canceled everything that I had coming up as gigs and things because my wife who's a scientist who works in the health field. She is freaking out about the situation in the States, how everything is going back. And now again today, there's been news that our caseloads are up here in Quebec too, and in Ontario they're rising, and out west they're rising. So it looks like the fourth wave that they're having now in the States. It looks like we're going to get some of it as well. It's just, it's the nature of the goddamn
Ontario's
pandemic.
being hit harder than us.
Yes,
So,
yes, yeah.
And there's news in Quebec that masks won't be required for kids going back to school.
Yeah,
That was today.
that's
ludicrous.
unbelievably
That's
stupid.
insane.
Unbelievably
Yeah.
stupid.
I know.
The government has known since the beginning that schools were one of the greatest vectors.
There was a huge uptick in October and November last year after the kids went back to school in September.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
It's like, let's do that again. It
They're
worked so
guinea
well last
pigs.
time.
they don't.
Yeah.
My ex got COVID when her youngest was forced to go back to school because they had the choice of in class
Yeah.
or
Virtual.
distance learning.
Yeah.
And then come February, they changed it that she had to go into class.
Oh,
And May or April, everyone in the household came down with COVID.
Jesus.
I don't know, man.
terrifying.
So, all right.
Yeah.
So these are not things we're looking forward to.
No, these are things we're trying to avoid.
What are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm looking forward to a couple of things this week. I was supposed to play chess with a friend this afternoon, but the heat and weird weather has got us rescheduling it. But I'm looking forward to eventually, before the end of the weekend, playing chess outside. And then there's meeting up with another friend and enjoying a nice charcuterie. And then negotiating a speaking gig in the
Nice.
fall. So I'm trying to diversify. So not just doing stand-up, but just sort of taking funny stuff, doing speeches, more like funny speeches, and storytelling. There's a storytelling gig in the cards next year. So I'm really excited about that.
Good for you. Go for it.
Oh, thank you.
I'm looking forward to vaudeville tonight, and I believe it's Friday. Is it this Friday or is it next Friday? I have some friends and I who have not seen each other. We're going to take a picnic together after picking up food at the Triple Crown,
Nice.
which is it's a southern food restaurant here in Montreal, so they
Yeah.
got away with having an English name.
Yeah.
So hush puppies, fried chicken.
Ah,
Oh,
Jesus Christ! Just hearing
great.
about all that, I'm like my left arm is hurting. My God.
Things to avoid, Claudio. Things to avoid in your diet.
Well, I actually have to leave soon because I'm going to see my nutritionist at the hospital. So I'm going to go there today and be like,
Okay.
so see how that's going to go. But I'm like, I'm not going to ask her. Can I have fried food? No. I mean, I could technically if I'm very
but
careful.
but you're one step of getting off of the insulin.
Yeah,
and,
exactly, exactly.
Good.
Well,
that's
yeah,
going to be constant.
exactly.
I do want to go to the memorial for Andrew on Saturday, though it does make me nervous.
Yeah,
The
I
idea
would
of
go.
gathering
I
with
would also want to go. I'm not sure that I will. I'll be there in spirit for sure, but physically, I don't know if I can bring myself to join a bunch of people.
I get nervous with some people and watching their mask protocol, etc. So
Hurley's is the place that has the 3 levels, right? It's a sports bar. Because I think I've been there.
No,
it's either
Irish
No?
pub.
Irish pub.
it's an
Oh,
Irish.
Irish pub. Okay. I
But
think
it
I'm
does have
confused.
multiple levels. I thought it was only 2 though.
No, it was
3.
three.
There's a basement. There's a first
Oh,
floor and
right.
second floor.
Okay, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So
All
and,
right, yeah.
apparently it's the patio out back. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
there's that, all of that. Yeah. What if Marvel's What If? Looking forward to seeing
Oh
that.
yeah, that's today.
Yeah. So I'm keeping out of the common areas of my apartment. So
Hey, what
Even-
if
even
Captain
with
America died?
Oh.
are you trying to like make
Actually-
fun of our geekdom? Are
Actually-
you actually like
Actually, there's
Claudio,
one.
do you realize, Claudio, how close you are to just being snapped?
actually, one series
Shut
I'm
out.
really looking forward to is Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Oh, when is that supposed to be again?
In a few months. I think
Oh,
so.
okay.
I can't remember. I'm not. That's the one series I'm least looking forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I just found him an uninteresting character.
Yeah, I
It was
find him
good
really
comic
flat.
relief in the first Thor film, but that was it.
Yeah. Although maybe
yeah.
they'll bring White Widow to try to, kill him and stuff.
Yeah. Well, Watson
The
talks.
Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
You know what? I rewatched an old film with a friend who's a horror film nut.
Yeah.
So Kate Bigelow
Kate Bigelow is a good
directed
one.
a film called Near Dark.
Yeah.
Mm.
Near
Came out
Dark
with-
is good.
Think around the same year as The Lost Boys, and so it sort of got dumped because it was a vampire film that didn't mention vampires.
Exactly. Yeah.
How do you do that?
Yeah, that
Well,
was the
they
biggest
just-
marketing failure.
Yeah.
It was a great film. She at the time she was married to James Cameron,
Mhm.
and she helped out with Aliens, and so she actually got a lot of the actors from Aliens to be in her film Near Dark.
Yeah. Catherine Bigelow is a very underrated director.
Yeah.
I liked that she did. There was a film with Ralph Fiennes she did, and then she did K-19 Widowmaker. But Detroit, the last film that she's done, that was something.
I didn't appreciate the liberties that was taken in The Hurt Locker. I understood it was for the drama, but
Yeah.
there was not good military protocols being followed.
No.
No. But it was still entertaining to watch.
Yeah, it's well.
Well, I
shot.
think that was her goal,
She's great
to
with
make it-
camera angles.
Yeah.
But the star of Near Dark, I never realized before, is the guy that plays General Thunderbolt's Ross's son in the MCU.
Which one?
And he was also the older brother, the political older brother in Heroes. That's
Oh,
Adrian.
yeah.
Adrian Pastor.
Yeah.
yeah, Pastor, yeah.
Yeah. He said
Yeah.
he's underrated as well.
So seeing him as a young actor is like, why was this guy not a heartthrob? Like,
Yeah.
Same thing with Dominic Purcell. That's a question I ask myself every single day. Not really, but when I see him, I'm like, he's in good movies. Why
He's got
is
a okay. Claudio just yeah.
I
confessed
just
to a
pictured
guy crush.
Claudio like with posters of
Bro crush, Bro crush.
All right.
Okay.
This has been the check-in. We've checked in with each other. I'm wishing you all the best. I'm
Yes.
hoping that everybody has a good week, that you stay safe and stay healthy. And I'm Paul Ash. I love you all. With me has been Mike Gamash, Don Zanklin, and that guy over there. All right. We got it. We got it good. Look at how glowy I am. I'm going to end the broadcast. Are you okay? Does anyone want to sign out a little bit?
No, we're good.
Okay.
We're good. All right. Just let the motor mouth